We are entering a period of great transformation. Will it be good or will it just be escalation? That is yet to be seen. Elon Musk has secured his deal to purchase Twitter. It hasn't gone through yet. There's a provision by which it could be stopped, but it seems extremely unlikely. Now, how has the machine responded? The establishment has launched their disinformation governance board run by a woman who spreads disinformation. I think it's fascinating that people would argue in any way that the goal of this disinformation governance board would be to stop disinformation. As I said, the one running it spreads it. But if I opened a group, if I started a group or a business called the Ice Cream Association Building, would you assume that the goal of the Ice Cream Association was to stop the consumption of ice cream or to increase it? So when they create the disinformation governance board, what they're likely saying is they will sow disinformation. But this segment, my friends, is not about the Ministry of Truth launched by the Biden administration. No, that will be a different segment. This one is about what's going to happen now. And Elon Musk has already begun sharpening his figurative blades. TechCrunch is reporting Elon Musk has reportedly lined up a new Twitter CEO. Shared ideas for monetizing tweets. Full stop. Sounds to me like Jack Dorsey is a liar. Sounds like he's lying. Jack would love to have you on Timcast IRL to discuss this. With all due respect, I think you have not been forthright. That's the best I can say. But I'll have an honest conversation with you. Now, Jack has expressed to me in the past he'd be willing to come on the show. But look, I'm not going to pull my punches. I think Jack Dorsey has lied over and over again. And just because he's come out recently criticizing CNN doesn't mean I believe he's being honest. I'll explain why I think he's lying in a moment, but Elon's move to get a new CEO, well, I think that proves Jack is lying. But it doesn't mean this story is correct, and I don't trust the mainstream media, so we'll see. But we have this story from the Daily Mail as well. Elon Musk told banks that agreed to help fund his $44 billion acquisition of Twitter that he could crack down on executive and board pay and develop new ways to monetize tweets, sources say. It's knives out for Vijaya Gadde, who earned $17 million last year. What did she do with that money? Think about what you could do with that money. What do these people do with all that money? I don't know. You know, I got people saying, it seems so dumb for spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a billboard in Times Square. Billboards don't cost that much. Some do, if you want to get crazy with it. But some of these billboards are like $5 to put your ad on it. One time, mind you. No joke. There's a billboard in Times Square that costs $4 per ad run. $4. Now, they've got a minimum of 100 runs. But if you had $400, you could have your ad appear in Times Square 100 times. That's kind of a lot. I think that would get you in most circumstances like a day or two in Times Square. Now imagine you want to run something for a week. Okay, a couple grand maybe? A lot to the average person, but substantially less than people realize. What are people like Vijaya Gadde doing with that $17 million? Should she like buy a boat or something? Genuinely do not understand what people do with all of this money. But let's talk about Jack Dorsey lying. Jack Dorsey made a statement about Elon Musk coming in with a good vision. But he also said something about the previous CEO. How can both of these statements be true? Now, I want to break this down. But before we do, my friends, we have a sponsor. Head over to surfinginternetsafe.com to sign up for Virtual Shield and download your virtual private network service. Virtual Shield is my first sponsor on YouTube. They've stuck with us the whole time. These are the kind of companies we want to support. The ones that are willing to stand by us as we call out the nonsense, the lies, and the manipulation. That's Virtual Shield. Virtual Shield is a virtual private network. It gives you a basic layer of security as you browse the web. It will prevent people from spying on you. To a certain degree, it provides you that protection from government hackers, rogue hackers, corporations, stops them from collecting your data. It also will encrypt your Wi-Fi signal, which keeps you safe from third-party or they're called man-in-the-middle attacks. Now, no security is perfect, but this is a basic layer. So if you want to be secure, go to surfinginternetsafe.com. Also, using a VPN allows you to have your location be set anywhere, which actually could bypass censorship too. Special thank you to Virtual Shield for sponsoring my work and allowing us to keep going amid cancel culture and all the nonsense that's surfing internet safe. But let's talk about Elon Musk and his new CEO and why Jack is lying, if this report is true. TechCrunch reports Elon Musk has lined up a new CEO for Twitter and told banks that agreed to help fund his acquisition about his plans to monetize tweets. A source told Reuters that Musk has decided on who he plans to appoint as the new chief executive of Twitter, but the source didn't name the person. What if it's like someone ridiculous, like Joe Rogan? I mean, not literally Joe Rogan, because Joe wouldn't do it. But what if it's someone just like outright, like, why would he pick that person? A total culture warrior. Twitter's current CEO, Parag Agrawal, who took the role after Jack Dorsey stepped down in November, is expected to remain as CEO until the deal is completed. Reuters reports that Musk told Twitter chairman Brett Taylor that he does not have confidence in the company's management, which is a sentiment that he also stated in SEC filings. Agrawal would be set for a significant compensation package if the deal closes, and Musk brings in new management, as he would receive $38.7 million due to a clause in his contract, according to the company's latest proxy filing. I can't stand this evil in this country. Jack Dorsey. What's up, buddy? You said you believed in Parag Agrawal. You said that he had the vision. You said all these great things about him running the company. Well, you made similar statements about Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk wants to fire Parag. So if you trusted Parag and thought Elon had the right vision, but Elon wants to fire the guy you praised, something doesn't add up, does it? $38.7 million. Amazing. What are this guy's qualifications? Why does he get $38.7 million? It's remarkable. Vijayagada getting $17 million. As they gutted this company and ran it into the ground. Ideologues who were extracting value and doing what with it? No idea. Reuters reports that Musk told banks that he plans to develop more ways to make money from tweets. For example, he said he plans to create a way to monetize tweets that go viral or include important information. He also suggested the idea of charging a fee when third-party websites quote or embed tweets from verified accounts. That's interesting. I think that's absolutely interesting. The idea being we disseminate this message, we publish it. You see where that's going. And you got to pay a licensing fee to use it. Maybe it won't work because you're allowed to do commentary and stuff on news. But one thing that Elon Musk could do is that whenever a tweet starts to go viral or reaches a certain threshold, an ad could appear directly below it, same as it would for a Twitter video. Twitter videos run ads. The Washington Post reports that Musk also brought up the idea of paying influencers to create content on the platform, which is a business model that has proven to be successful for TikTok. Musk is also said to be interested in the idea of subscription services that the company could offer. In deleted tweets earlier this month, Musk suggested significant changes to Twitter Blue. He says it's currently priced at $2.99 per month. Musk suggested cutting the price, adding a way to pay in Dogecoin, and banning advertising. In another now deleted tweet, Musk said he wants to move Twitter away from its dependence on advertising for much of its revenue. Smart move. Musk had also told the banks he could crack down on executive and board pay at Twitter to slash costs. Reuters also reports that in his pitch to the banks, Musk said Twitter's gross margin is much lower than other social media services, such as Facebook and Pinterest, and argued there are ways to run the company in a more cost-effective way. Bloomberg News reported this week that Musk spoke to bankers about job cuts as part of his pitch to the lenders. Musk reportedly won't make decisions on job cuts until he receives ownership of the company. Elon Musk is sharpening his blade. It is knives out for all of you at Twitter. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of people at Twitter who probably are going to be fine. I think all of the ideologically driven garbage, gone. Elon's going to clean house. The platform does not need that many people working for it. And many of these people have ideology jobs. Well, they're going bye-bye. We'll see, though. Elon Musk says he's going to make the far right unhappy. But Elon Musk doesn't understand. I think Elon's a smart guy. But being smart does not mean having knowledge. You can be wise. You can have incredible comprehension, mathematical capabilities. You can have tremendous intelligence in your IQ score. But if you don't know certain facts, then you lack the information to come up with an adequate solution. You know, there are certain math problems you wouldn't be able to solve because they lack the information. There are certain ways to solve for them, but they typically involve using variables and giving variable answers. So a variable answer isn't a key to a problem. If Elon Musk believes he's going to make the far right unhappy and the left will equally be unhappy, that's currently how Twitter operates. The left wants everyone on the right banned. They're like, you shouldn't be allowed to call me words unless I tell you you can call me those words, which is psychotic. I can call you whatever I want. Cry about it. So what is Elon Musk going to do? He's going to say, well, in order for the left to be unhappy, I'll allow you to call them some names, but not others. That's literally what Twitter already does. You want free speech? The left will lose their minds, as they already are. There's no solution there. Someone's going to be pissed off. A free speech solution is the right move. But it ain't going to keep the left happy. The right will be happy. What are you going to do about it? Elon Musk sold $4.8 billion in Tesla stock. The sale could be part of a plan to finance Musk's Twitter purchase. Or Elon just wants $4.8 billion. Jeez. I want to ask a serious question, my friends. What do you do with all that money? Look, it's no secret that I'm rich. I have a lot of money. And the only thing I can think to do with it is build timcast.com, hire more people. You know, instead of going out and buying like a $200,000 car, you know, I look at that Tesla Plaid, you know, $150,000 car. And I'm just like, I don't know what I would do with it. I do have a Tesla. Okay. I do have nice cars. And they're expensive. No joke, right? I bought expensive cars, but it's kind of just like some of it's investment. You know, I mentioned before I bought a Challenger. It's just sitting in the garage. You know, it's an investment. I don't want to just have US dollars. But what do I really buy? We just hired a journalist at timcast.com. I'm like, if I'm going to spend X amount of dollars, can I just have someone do good stuff? It's better to own an excellent piece of journalism, in my opinion, than a car. So for me, there's that investment. It's all an investment. Everything goes towards it. Elon Musk, I guess, is buying Twitter. That's a good investment. I'm happy with that. I think he'll make a lot of money off of it. You know, a lot of people are saying that he lost money because Tesla stock fell like 12% or something like that, and then it shot back up. But when I see reports that like Vijaya Gadde gets $17 million, it's way more money than I got. What does she do with that? She's working for a company. She's not, I mean, what is she buying? Maybe that's it. These people want material stuff. These are the people that believe that your golden toilet will get you to heaven. And I don't fault Trump for reportedly having a golden toilet. I don't know if he actually does. But, you know, when you have billions upon billions of dollars and you're like, I don't know what to do with it, I shrug. It's about power. That's what the money is. Now, the left seems to think you can just take that money, throw it up in the air so that everybody gets some, and the economy will be fixed. The economy doesn't work that way. That's ridiculous. If you took the cash from every single billionaire and flooded the market with it, you would just get inflation. That's all that would happen. Supply and demand. It's like really simple economics. So when they're like, there should not be billionaires, like, dude, taxing all of Elon Musk's unrealized gains would not put a blip in the US economy. But it doesn't mean that Elon Musk can buy a bunch of stuff. I think there's got to be certain restrictions on the ultra wealthy. The problem is there's coalitions of the ultra wealthy. So there's no real solution here. When you look at Twitter, $50 billion company or whatever, $40 billion, maybe less. The issue is you have a handful of ultra wealthy elites who control finance and get whatever they want. Why should I care about 3,000 tyrants 1,000 miles away versus 1,000 tyrants? Did I say it right? It's the line from The Patriot. You know, I love that movie. He's like, tell me, why should I trade one tyrant 3,000 miles away for 3,000 tyrants 1 mile away? My point is, Elon Musk is a billionaire. Am I supposed to be upset? Billionaires already owned Twitter. And I don't mean just Jack Dorsey. I mean the handful of these massive investment firms. It is what it is. You're not going to change that system by just taxing these people. But I wonder, Elon Musk seems to be doing cool things with his money. He wants to go to Mars. He's building a starship. He's building a city. He's trying to change culture and have an impact. But what about these other people? They use institutional power to enrich themselves, to live in absolute comfort, and they gloat and laugh, but they don't put their money towards anything. And there's the big difference. Taylor Lorenz, I want to mention something. She gets paid a hefty sum from the Washington Post. There's some really interesting reports that I'm getting. We're looking for verification on her contract with the Washington Post and the guarantees she gets, because boy, do they sound silly. But she gets paid very, very well. For what reason? A drama queen? I guess. But she uses the Washington Post infrastructure to support her, to protect her, and she wields it as a weapon. Independent people like Tim Cast or the Daily Wire built their own platforms and wield their own power to counter. Elon Musk is buying up institutional power. See, the independent people, smaller independent businesses and independent media, puts their own neck on the line. My personal money that I make from running this business goes right back into that company. For Lorenz, the Washington Post makes the money and then uses that money to satiate her whims. And then she gets her compensation, puts it in her pocket. Now, to be fair, I probably make way more money than Taylor Lorenz does. And I get paid a salary from the company as well. I just mean she didn't build that company. It is not money that she earned. They hired her and then gave her access to these weapons in financial markets. Whereas timcast.com was solely built by me with all of your support. We have no institutional investors. We have the company, there's no investors. 100% of it is owned solely by me. I am the board. That's it. And I'm looking forward to it staying that way because it's going to be really interesting as we go into the future. But there are going to be challenges as we expand because there's certain legal limitations and requirements that I don't even know if I'd be able to deal with. And that's why companies typically take investment. But this is the point. Are you wielding power you earned, or are you wielding power someone else handed you? I also want to mention one quick thing. That billboard I put up in Times Square with the help of the Daily Wire guys. A lot of people are like, so what? What's the point of the billboard? I would like to explain something very simple to all of you. Perhaps they saw the billboard and they were angry because they feel trolled. Now, the point of it was just to make a statement that we too can wield institutional power and expose you and call you out. But do you understand the power of a Times Square billboard? How many tourists pass through Times Square every day? What is it, like 1 million? How many of them stop to take a photograph? How many of them will take a photograph that includes that billboard in their tourist photo that they will then post to Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok? The ad doesn't just exist in Times Square. As more and more tourists go and take photos, that ad becomes a permanent fixture. Ever watch a movie where someone goes down to Times Square? Look at all the ads. I think it was, take a look at Captain America. Marvel reference. At the end of Captain America, I think he's in Times Square, right? He runs Times Square and he's looking around and there's ads everywhere. Those ads are real ads. And they will be permanently in that film. I think they're real ads, but there's a lot of things that do this. They've got every photo, every video, everything filmed in Times Square all the time with millions of people everywhere. Those ads are permanent. That's why they're so valuable. Tourist attraction. So that ad about Taylor Lorenz, it's permanent. And there will come a time, maybe in 50 or 100 years, when people go back and look through the historical record and they say, take a look at these old-timey ads. I mean, we've done it. I got a Life magazine from 1944, just before D-Day. Incredible read, by the way. So much is the same, but so much is different. Seriously. And you can see the advertisements, and we laugh at them. Haha, look at these old ads for cigarettes. Someone's going to look back 50 years from now, 100 years from now, 80 years from now, and they're going to say, look at these ads in Times Square. What were these about? Hey, look at this weird one. Taylor Lorenz doxed libs of TikTok. What was that about? And they're going to look it up and they're going to find the story and say, wow, that's so crazy. And that's your legacy, Taylor Lorenz. Forever. Forever. You can't run from it. You want to enter the public arena and play these games will be played. Cry and scream and spit and yowl all you want. I don't care. I did not insult you. I did not disparage your age or your looks. I didn't even disparage your reporting. No, I said, in fact, it was warranted. What I disparaged was you publishing the address of someone. And you didn't like that, did you? Well, with great power comes great responsibility. And I certainly agree with that assessment. That for me, y'all who watch these videos, who support our sponsors, who are members at timcast.com have granted us great power. We have some wealth. I say some because as much as we're making a lot of money and we're hiring people, I look at Vijayagata getting $17 million a year and I'm like, man, I wish we had $17 million a year. But with that great power comes a responsibility. And that responsibility, in my opinion, is to empower you back. Now, some have said, Tim, how about instead of buying billboards for $100,000, why don't you give 10 of your members $10,000 and give back? That's actually a really great idea. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. There's sweepstakes rules and stuff, but maybe we will actually do that. Maybe we can do this. I don't know if we can do $100,000, but maybe we can do once a month, we select 10 random members and give them $1,000. We can do something like that. I think that's a really great idea because that's a promotional campaign where it's like, hey, you know, when you become a member, you are automatically entered into a contest to win $1,000 every month. We'll do a drawing and we can live stream it. We can put it on the vlog. It's a brilliant idea. When someone said, why spend $100,000 on a billboard? I'm like, they don't cost that much money. You can get, there was one I posted on Twitter. You can get a billboard in Times Square for $17.50 per display with a minimum of 10 runs. So your ad can appear 10 times in Times Square for $175. I mean, that ain't bad. I don't know how many people have $175 lying around, but I think most of you could probably save up for that, right? You want to buy a PlayStation 5, you're looking at $400 or $500. Hey, how about this? How about you buy 20 runs of your ad in Times Square saying whatever you want to say? Is it really effective? Well, 20 times, you might need a little bit more than that, but that's pretty good. And if these billboards, some of them are on a 15-minute cycle, we're talking about your ad running every 15 minutes, 20 times. So you're going to get out of that, 5 hours? Over 5 hours. So multiply that by 5, and you got a full day. A full day of your ad appearing every 15 minutes, and people will see it. It'll be in photos. It'll be in videos. Think about the value of that. If you can save up for that much. So the point here ultimately is times are going to change. We're starting to challenge the establishment. We're doing crazy things. You know, we got this billboard in Times Square calling out Taylor Lorenz. We're planning big marketing runs. We're planning a bunch of crazy ideas. I want to put some well-known faces on some very large billboards. And I want to do it because it's going to make these people livid. And it's going to promote the work we do. But it's not even about making them livid. That's a bonus. The point is, it's time to start engaging with institutional culture and taking it over. You know what I want to see? I want to go into Times Square and I want to see ads for Jordan Peterson, for Dave Rubin's show, for Louder with Crowder, for all of these independent voices. That's what I want to see. I want people to know exactly who we are and that we are coming. And we will challenge that machine. I like the idea of that sweepstakes, though. Imagine you're just a member at timcast.com, but a humble $10 per month to help support our work. And then one day we hit you up and say, we got a check for you for $1,000 because we can allocate, it's only $10,000 out of, everything our members give us. And then you win. I don't know what the laws are for that, though. So I don't know if we can do it. It was a good idea, though. Maybe we can do something like that. We've got a bunch of plans. There's a lot of infrastructure work happening behind the scenes I wish I could tell you about, but I do believe next week we will have a really great announcement to make. Someone else might make an announcement before us about it, but we'll see what happens. But I'll take a look at that sweepstakes stuff. That sounds cool. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. over at youtube.com/Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all then.